is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Monday, April 11th, a little after 3 p.m. Eastern. This Wednesday, we're having a TFCC call that's going to be jam-packed with information that needs to get out to the people of planet Earth. So it's going to be a humdinger, as they would say. That's at 9 p.m. Eastern. And we have a reverse aging health call at 9 p.m. Eastern this Friday. And Michael Thomas will be there as well. He'll be introducing 3 new vials for the Halo system. I believe he is. A lot of us will wait for something amazing to happen. You ever done that? Something that you're looking forward to, something amazing? And the interesting thing is that you are the miracle you are seeking. You don't even need to look any further than your own breath and heartbeat. Seeking happiness out there causes us to miss the divine beings that are within each of us now. So, kind of like, here's a toast to you. Here's a toast to you. Always remember deep in your heart that all is well and everything is unfolding as it should. There are no mistakes anywhere, ever, at any time. What appears to be wrong is simply our own false imagination. That is all. Robert Adams. Many have had personal journeys that they've discovered that the most spiritually rich depths in life are the divine purpose for falling into colder, darker emotional valleys. We need the valleys to truly appreciate the peaks, and we need to climb these peaks to gain a higher perspective. Life cannot only have peaks without valleys to support its foundation. The valleys give us room to relax into our dark cave where we can rest, reboot, and discover a deeper joy we didn't know existed inside. Yet, when we repetitively fall back into the same dark, cold valley week after week, we stop having the energy to climb up the mountaintop, and we miss out on the vast enlightening perspective we would receive from the highest peak. By repeating depressing stories in our mind without expanding into a greater spiritual perspective, we become emotionally entangled in playing the role of the main actor on the stage of this depressing film. It can happen to anyone. Nobody is exempt from emotionally repeating just one experience from the past of loss or failure. We can slowly become trapped in feeling helpless, hopeless, powerless, and an angry victim of life. When the mind then gets hooked by this angry victim wheel, the emotional body becomes incapable of releasing the heavy stress that comes with it. The anger is not allowed to be expressed, so we implode and become depressed. We can then lose ourselves in the gloomy spin cycle for months or years down the road, completely forgetting about manifesting our dreams, desires, and bask in the glorious, nurturing, healing sunshine that our bodies love. The mind is a genius at developing a rational plot and storyline for hanging on to depressing beliefs about life. But this life. It invents stories on top of stories to latch onto a particular version that it believes is true to try and make sense out of the chaos. The mind loves to figure things out. It always wants to be right about its story. It wants validation, acceptance, and proof that your thoughts and feelings are the whole truth of life and not merely just some temporary entertainment. The soul, however, always has a bigger plan than the mind cannot see. The soul, heart, abides in the background, behind the depressing scenes playing out in the mind, guiding the subconscious towards its real life destiny of spiritually waking up from the dream. When your mind chooses to take a ride into the emotional slums, it serves you by deepening your experience of this life. You're forced in some way to fall deeper into yourself, where eventually you hit rock bottom and surrender the ego to divinity, where you discover a deeper state of awareness abiding within your being. The journey through depression is a purging designed to enlighten the deeper, heavier, and darker aspects hidden inside ourselves. This way, when you eventually rise back up to the surface to breathe again, you bring with you a profound sense of joy, lightness, and a renewed appreciation just for being alive. Imagine if someone were to hold your head underwater for 30 or more seconds, then you could normally hold your breath. How would you feel? Most likely, when you reach your panic limit and force yourself up to be released, you feel an extreme state of relief. Your eyes open wide, and suddenly you feel so happy to be alive and breathing again. You instantly regain your passion and clarity about your life. This suppressing, drowning experience is what depression is attempting to do to you, to push you so uncomfortably deep inside yourself that you reach that place of feeling like you're about to give up and drown and fight for one breath of life. The moment when you inhale that initial first breath of air, it gives you an entirely new perspective and feeling about reality. You cannot be truthful if you are not courageous. You cannot be loving if you are not courageous. You cannot be trusting if you are not courageous. You cannot enter into reality if you are not courageous. Hence, courage comes first, and everything else follows. Osho. There's no need to create a dependency on pharmaceutical to mask what's really going on at the core. Pills can help temporarily, yet over time will make you emotionally numb. You can choose a highly conscious, super liberating lifestyle from taking on these 10 actions I'm going to share with you. These actions are magical. Follow these actions religiously, and I promise you that you will awaken. It will awaken you from any nightmare you're caught in. Fully devote yourself to doing these actions daily. You'll soon become so high off of the pure oxygen in the air you're breathing every day that you'll have no reason to be depressed about anything ever again. And you're going to feel naturally happy and courageous to be alive again, giggling with friends, learning how to let it all go. Stop resisting life and surrender to whatever experience you are having. Stop resisting life and surrender to whatever experience you're having. The life experience that we are all given in this moment is always the right experience. This universe, doesn't ever make mistakes. Whenever you feel the most depressed during your day, take that precious moment to stop everything and lay your body down directly on the earth to feel it. Completely dive into your most depressing experience as you connect with the vibration and energy of the planet beneath you. You need deep rest, which is why you're depressed. Let your entire being surrender to this big, beautiful rock supporting you and relax deep into the core of your innermost being. Let yourself dissolve into the experience of surrendering until you reach this space inside of you where your body cannot move a muscle. This level of surrender is super deep. So I'm inviting you to do this deep letting go, mental, emotional exercise. When you lay your body on the earth, imagine you are dead. Yes, You are already a corpse, ready to be buried, burned to ashes, the fire, or dropped in the grave. Go through your own imaginary death experience in your mind to truly let go of your body and attachment to your mind. Surrender everything inside you into the earth and become one with it. This will allow you to release all the feelings and resistance and negative feelings that are constantly arising and attempting to be suppressed or controlled. If you're experiencing a block to feel deeper into your resistance, then merge and melt with that resistance. Open yourself to explore every little body sensation that you are having. When you do this, don't stop until you feel completely peaceful and serene with every aspect of your life. The great secret here lies within not fighting, avoiding, or resisting the experience you're given on any subtle level. Another thing that many don't correlate is change your diet to 75 to 100%, and this is very tough for people, to raw fruits and vegetables. If you want a super high vibe, stay far away from any food or drink that is in a box, bag, or can. Processed foods made by a machine will not bring out your highest consciousness, and a raw veggie fruit diet will. Raw foods contain the highest and most potential potent energy from the sun, and lays the foundation where your brain can access expanded levels of energy, making it hard to fall into any form of perpetual sadness. Remember, our bodies extract the energy from the solids, from the foods. It's what it's after. It's after the energy that the food carries. Stay far away from alcohol or drugs of any kind. Most people who are depressed are drinking and smoking frequently to numb some deep emotional pain, abandonment, death, or relationship breakup buried deeper inside. The temporary elated high experience received from drugs or alcohol only later bottoms out, leading for the need to detox the brain and body. The day after, one always has to fight their hangover and battle their way out from the long chemical crash it induces in the brain. This makes it very difficult to think and feel happy thoughts for several days, which addicts who cannot handle the low often bite the hair of the dog and reintroduce the drug alcohol back into their system. This cycle will then numb out their low and jump back on the chemical roller coaster again. The best advice is to not start at all. And when you go out at night, simply order water, lemonade, or Virgin Bloody Mary instead. Stop eating solid food. And a lot of people, it depends on this. Some people can do it. Some people, it's too disruptive. So you have to ease into it. Stop eating food for 36 to 72 hours. One of the most powerful and effective ways to truly conquer the depths of long-term depression is making the commitment to do a 2 to 3 day fast or cleanse, depending on your severity of toxicity. It may take anywhere from 2 days to 2 months to reboot your system. You can do a water, fruit juice, and or vegetable juice cleanses as a way to retrain your brain to let go of attachment to the thing it thinks it absolutely needs to survive, food. When you stop eating food, the mind then becomes void of all thoughts, including the ones that make you feel sad and hopeless. You have a clearer consciousness that can see through the story and liberate you from the powerless place you were once in. A stomach that is truly empty of food will purify the mind, cleanse out all the internal organs, and as the liquid moves through you, liberates the mind from all grasping for any situation. Jump up and down and dance every morning. Jump up and down. You don't have to do it roughly. And dance every morning. An amazing technique that will truly trick your joy valve to start pumping dopamine into your brain is to physically jump up and down every morning, yelling with excitement. And it sounds strange to some people, but physically jump up and down for at least 15 seconds and yell the words, I'm excited, I'm excited, I'm excited, I'm excited, I'm excited, I'm excited. This will instantly flood a happy, creative cocktail of positive chemicals into your brain and force you to think about what you are actually excited about in your life. In this life-changing experience, you may need to fake it until you make it. Pretend it until you transcend it, until you truly start feeling exciting about this opportunity to be alive again. Exercise your body at least 20 minutes every morning. And a lot of people have issues with this. Bringing more oxygen to the body and brain is essential for feeling high, horny, happy, and free. If you really want to feel good about life, then do any exercise as soon as you get up. Go for it until you break a sweat. And continue on until you feel a sense of exhaustion. You don't have to kill yourself, though. This will flood the brain with positive, happy chemicals that make it much more difficult to feel blue the rest of your day. Every morning, looking into the sunrise, and your depression should fall away in a few weeks. Get out of your box and socialize. At least 3 days a week, get out of your box and go meet with some person, someone, and or group of people. A group is considered to be 2 or more people that are including you in the conversation. Learn how to be social and don't talk about intellectual things that bring everybody further up into their head. When in your group, speak from the heart and share something that is real, emotional, heartfelt, or you are thankful for in life. Speak only in a positive perspective, especially if you feel the need to share about something traumatic, negative, or depressing. Let yourself let go of your stuck story and laugh a deep belly laugh each time you socialize. You can bring out a laughter side to your story that contains some level of appreciation and gratitude so as not to bring everyone's vibration down. This is your special social time to be honest with everyone about what you're facing inside. And yet look deeper beneath your story to share what is positive inside of you and discover what you are truly thankful for in your life, this life. Another thing that people do have a tendency to be a little quite shy about, give and receive at least 3 hugs a day. We are energetic beings with a biomagnetic need to be affectionate and give and receive touch with each other and other people. Science has shown that we have longer, healthier, happier lives the more physical, loving contact we create each day. Stop being afraid of touching others or imposing your heart upon theirs. Open your arms to hug every single person that enters your home, even if it's a total stranger. Allow yourself the gift of being touched and touching others with sincerity. Who knows? It may be the last time you see them. Be real with people and meet them where they are at. Other things you can do to create contact are to get a massage. Ask a friend to hold your hand or sit with your intimate partner, touching each other gently and very slowly, quiet and conscious way. By increasing the level of conscious physical contact each of us have every day, we will shift our body's biomagnetic field and alter the brain's happy chemistry in the process. There's another one that really puts a kibosh on our civilization because it's too strict and stymied and loaded with dogmas. Become more sensually and sexually active. Whether it's through self-pleasure or connecting with a partner, moving sexual energy always leaves one feeling more expansive, liberated, and alive. Initiate a sensual connection with yourself and or your partner several times a week. If you are too depressed to open up to someone, remember there are many people on this planet who are also depressed and looking for the same thing you are. I mean, after a wild night of tantric lovemaking, it's very hard for the brain to be sad about life the next day. The most powerful manifesting vibration happens right before you reach orgasm. You can create basically anything you want from this ecstatic state. If you are picky and just cannot find the right partner to be with, then pleasure yourself as frequently as you can. Don't be shy. This is your life, an opportunity to experience being free, alive, and joyous. Get a substantial and consistent amount of sleep every night. This is a big one in our country. Most do not do this. Feeling deeply rested in the morning, as well as consistency of when you wake up, is the key. The most amazing feel-good chemical cocktails are released in your brain each morning when you're well rested. Studies say that no matter what time you go to bed, if you are waking up around sunrise, well rested and ready for the day, it will increase the chemical amount of release of your feel-good brain cocktail. If you are an advanced yogi or learning how to dive deeper into your meditation practice, then train your body to wake up around 4:30 a.m. to stretch, do yoga, strengthen the body to sit in perfect stillness and silence. This practice is best done at this time, as the collective psychic space around you is very empty, and it's easier to hear yourself think. During these super early morning hours, you will awaken that life purpose drive that is naturally inside you. The time you meditate can make a huge difference in your yoga meditation practice. Take about 10-15 minutes nap during your day. Also, is super healthy for resetting your nervous system and battling any type of tumultuous mood disorder. And initiate a deeper connection with the God source. Nobody can be depressed when they discover their own personal connection with the divine. Meditate and pray to the universe, this universe, for healing and guidance every morning, noon, and evening. Just sit for a few minutes a day and meditate on where is the source of love. Think about where the source of love comes from. Relax into this exploration. Rest deeply into your body, ever so gently and deeply, until you become aware of that which is aware. Breathe deeply and remain conscious of this divine, all-powerful, intelligent divine consciousness that is always here now. Practice this awareness all throughout your day. Whatever you discover, that this divine love is at the core of each experience, you'll find yourself giggling instead of crying, and truly understand the cosmic joke of it all when you remove the veil that was once pulled over your eyes. Looking at depression from a spiritual perspective, it arises as a mysterious cold block which forces our soul to become stronger, more receptive to life. Intensely focused and dive deeper into our innermost being, depression forces us to fall so deep within ourselves that we eventually break through the grip of the ego and attain full conscious mastery over the mind. This ultimately is the divine purpose of it. We must truly set our ego aside if we are to have the courage to face and conquer our depression. We must discover real humility within the realm of what we are passionate about and makes our hearts sing. And yes, and perhaps the best part of all is that when depression leaves our lives, we get to allow ourselves to be totally crazy, wild, and free. How wonderful is that? We understand that this life is all about discovering what really makes us feel more alive, excited, and passionate about being here. Why are we here on this planet? Why aren't you fully here and present in this moment on this planet? Think about it. One of the most important things to remember on this anti-depressing journey is that depression comes from a lack of expression. Depression comes from a lack of expression. The damp, cold energy of depression is simply needing to meet with a warmer, fiery, or passionate energy to balance it out. You might say you'd get a steamy result if you really let what makes you super passionate in life flame up and express itself through you. This basically means that you stop resisting your desire to express what you love about life again. If you cannot let yourself get heated up or angry about something that you actually feel very strongly about, you are dampening your flame with a cold towel. Stop doing that. When in that moment you feel excitement, passion, or anger, let it rise. Throw it out, not at a human. And most definitely, you will forget that you were ever depressed. The deeper the depression is, the higher and more intense the expression is needed to balance things out and create an equilibrium in the mind again. And this is where things get really exciting. Another amazing thing about depression is that it causes us to unconsciously unveil our life's mission and purpose. We have to find it in order to transcend depression. This means we're pushed out the front door to take inspired, loving actions in the world, which then helps the rest of humanity to overcome their inner gloom and doom stories. Once we get clear about what makes us passionate in life, and we are taking massive inspired actions daily, then all forms of depression have to fade away. They have no choice. When our life is all about taking inspired action on what really makes us deeply happy, fulfilled, and jazzed, then we truly become alive and not depressed. Today is your day to boost your life into the next joyful level, even if you're not the least bit depressed. I want you to discover what is real fun, what real fun is all about, and take your fun factor to an entirely new level. The day you become 100% devoted to serving humanity in the most enjoyable, enlightening way, then all depression will cease to exist in your life and on this planet. The universe has given us perfect ingredients to wake up the natural way, using our God-given power to heal ourselves, and we can do it. There is no real specific order as to how they should be done. Just do it with the attitude of a child and explore. The secret to seeing real results is doing these actions as frequently as possible with the most amount of playfulness. If you don't have the motivation to accomplish these by yourself, then ask a friend to join you for fun and support. The more honest and authentic we are, the more deeply we go into the mystery of our own being, Adshante. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure that we all are. And the first thing that we care to do is relax our bodies. Relax our bodies. Head to toe, inside and out. How do you do that? Your breath. That's how you do it. Your breath. Easy in through the nose, easy out through the mouth, slowly and easily. And as you take the breath in, the body is like a magnetic sponge. So anything your ego mind conjures, thought-wise, any worry, stress, fear, anxiety, it absorbs it. We all know that. None of us are exempt from it. We worry, we stress, we fear, we get depressed, we get dejected. At times we feel useless, powerless. And by focusing on the breath, the first thing that you do is you move out of the ego mind. The ego mind cannot come into the now because it doesn't exist. See? It will do everything it can to keep you out of the now, though. It will do everything it can to keep you out of the now. And as you focus on the now, your breath is the now. You still the ego mind and the subconscious mind. You're no longer engaging them. You're no longer interacting with them. The mind chatter that we all have, it's gone when you're focused on your breath in the now, through the heart mind. It's gone. Now, of course, each of us put out over 60,000 thoughts a day. Do we remember all of them? No, we don't. We send them to the universe. Now, on top of that, we all are exposed to tens of billions of thoughts that fly by like clouds in the sky. Are those our thoughts? No, they're not. They're programs. They come from all that there is on this planet, of all the living beings that gods were housed in. and all of the thoughts that were generated. Thoughts don't disappear. They just float around. Isn't that amazing? Your energy, they just float around. Now, they're just thoughts, right? Program. But see, what we do is the ego mind is very tricky. It's a real master at many things. So it will convince you that some of these thoughts are yours, because everything will be, you'll go, this got to be my thought because everything it's connected. It's got my name on it. And so what do? You give the thought power, right? You move the energy into form, you create it into reality, and you experience it. Now, it's important for us all to practice being gentle, kind, generous, and humble with ourselves at all times. On top of that, to be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal gratitude. This way, we don't get on ourselves, say. We float off because we float off into these thoughts, and we go out of the now. And a lot of the times the ego mind wants us to either stay in the past, right, or the future, or both, because that's where the ego mind's at. And so focusing on the now is paramount. If you were asked by someone that you knew, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Honestly, you could not answer that question if you were in the now. When you're in the now, you can't answer questions like that. What are you doing tomorrow? You can't answer that either, because you're only in the moment. Because none of us know when we won't be. You see? Have you ever talked with somebody, right? You knew. And the next day they're gone. They've left the body. I'm sure we've all experienced that once or twice in our lifetime so far. So all these signs tell us, focus on the now. The now is all we have. The future is created in the now. All past events are in the now. Everything's merged. And you'll feel your body. You'll see, when you drop from the head to the heart. You feel it, the difference between the head and the heart. And when you understand that, you go, I'm in the heart mind, and I'm focused on the now. And all that stuff just drops away. Now, obviously, it comes back, right? And every time it comes back, you identify it. You turn and give it a full body hug. Say, okay, I understand now. I don't need you. Don't need the fear. Don't need the stress, really. And when you're in the now, guess what? The ego mind can't generate stress. Ego mind is the instigator of stress because of all the thoughts the ego mind generates. What is it? What is it for people? Lack of, worry, stress, the fear, anxiety, anger, frustration, hurriedness, all of these things. When we aren't satisfied with something that we want to have happen in our lives, what do? We push it. We pressure it, don't we? We drag it. We try to bring it faster than what the universe has engineered perfectly for us. That's what we do. Instead of just saying, I know it'll be here, I just have no idea. I have no idea when. But I know it will come at the most opportune, perfect time. Now, these bodies that we're in, because we know we're not the body. We are not the character, the personality, the belongings, our status in this material, physical life. We are the God. So when you look into your body, the body that you're in, you're going to see 7 lights. Very vibrant, deep, all different colors, all 7 different colors. Way beyond the lights you would see on this planet. They're spirit etheric energy. Right? They go from the tailbone to the top of the head. We, the gods that we are spirit etheric energy. Omnipotently powerful. So we flow through these bodies. sometimes I might get a little out of whack. Not much, but sometimes. And they're connected to the body's emotions, feelings, personality, character, everything, right down to the quantum core. So when we choose to journey within and stay within, we will eventually discover that we are the power of healing these bodies, the gods that we are, at a blink of the eye. And by acknowledging that, we're halfway there. Okay? By acknowledging anything, you're halfway there. Now picture yourself standing in front of three paths. You happen to be in the center, which is the now. One on the left, you look, is the past. One on the right is the future. Now, we look at these paths to see if we notice any difference in any of them. Now, the one on the left is very worn. One on the right, very worn. One in the center, the now, almost looks brand new. Now, you notice that the trees have formed a canopy over each path, and it's the tree gold, shimmering gold, leaves, branches, bark, everything. And the path itself is a brilliant emerald green flaming grass. It appears to be grass. Now, we all go into the past. We do it because most of the time we reminisce. We have memories. They're fun, part of life, and we reflect on those. And sometimes we use them as like a guide in current, in the now, where, some of them we did, that they weren't too great, and it reminds us not to do them again. And others are wonderful, and we enjoy them, and we reminisce with them because they were so fun, and we had a really good time. We will go into our library, because we all have a personal library, our subconscious mind. And it stores everything. This thing, it stores everything, all of our past lives, all of our future lives, and everybody else, emotions and conversations and actions and things in our lives and past lives and everything. It's huge. It's huge. So we go in there and we open the door, turn on the light. We'll go on the shelves and we'll pick up some movies, some books, and pictures, and then we'll sit in the easy chair and we'll watch the movies, and we'll look at some pictures, and we'll read a little bit of the books. But we don't stay there. When we're done and reminiscing, we put everything on the shelves, we turn off the light, shut the door, and we move forward in life. And on occasion, we will visit it again. Visit again. But some of us stay there, and I believe it's unconsciously, not consciously, but we stay there so long that we end up bringing that future, that past into a future that doesn't exist, creating that future from that past, and reliving that past in that future. That's why a lot of people will say, no matter what I do, I always end up here. Now, all of us do, we all go into the future because at one time, shape, form, or another during this lifetime, we want to know things, don't we? Haven't you ever done that? Well, I really would like to know this, or this. Or when's this going to happen? When's that going to happen? When am I going to meet my lifelong romantic partner? When am I going to have enough money to enjoy my life? When am I going to be able to buy that new house, that car, whatever it may be? Okay? When am I going to be well enough to enjoy my life? And when we don't get those answers, because all along they're within us, all the answers that we could ever possibly desire are within us on the inner journey. So we'll ask others, right? We do. We ask others. Tell me. And so you have card readers, and you have astrologers, and you have psychics, and different people. They read, crystal readers. So they read, and based upon this is what I want to know, and then I'll tell you. Now, interestingly enough, when I was doing readings years ago, I found out that if they feel that you have enough credibility, and you tell them things, and they're going to believe those things, and I found that in quite a few instances, Though they believed them, so they created them. They manifested them through the belief, through the information I gave them. Others would not believe it. You could tell that. They wouldn't manifest it. Do you see how that works? Now, it wasn't that they did it knowingly. They did it unknowingly, subconsciously. And then, of course, to them, wow, this is fantastic. You were great. You hit it right on the head. It's because they manifested it. I never took credit for it. Because it was them. They were the power, not me. I gave them an idea, and I saw what could happen. They embraced it and took it from there. Not everybody, but some did. So see, when we come full circle and we believe in ourselves, and we trust ourselves, and we have a tremendous amount of faith in ourselves and the universe, with no doubt, that's a tough one, because doubt will kind of creep in at times, or try to at least. And you just say, hey, all my faith and trust is in the universe. The universe will follow through. It always does. It never doesn't. Period. That is a strong conviction and commitment. But you make it. Watch what happens. You don't, then we got a lot of bumpy. Now we know this. We're consciously aware. All of us wouldn't be in these meditations if we weren't consciously aware. Consciously aware means that we know through our heart minds that we are of and from the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, eternal love. We know this through the heart mind, not the head, not the ego mind. So when we come into these bodies, we are heaven. Heaven is not a place. That's a matrix trick. Heaven is you. And every step you take in the body that you've gone into, you're creating paradise. Not only that, you're shining your light. What's the light? The love that you're made of. There is no light that can compare to it. It is the highest of the highest high frequencies. Pure, deep, eternal love. And you're flooding and blasting and saturating and permeating everything around you, in front of you, behind you, above you, and below you. Now think about that. There's over 8 billion of us on and above and below this planet Earth, Gaia area, right? And we're all emanating this beautiful, deep, sacred, perfect divinity light, this love light. And we're literally transforming this planet into a God planet paradise. So if you were to take a starship off this planet, go out far enough so the planet looks to be about the size of a basketball, look at the planet, you'll see that it glows brilliantly, and you'll see all the lights around it, pale in comparison. Pale in comparison. It's like taking the old flashlights, right, with the regular bulb, right, the regular bulb, and turning it on, and then using an LED flashlight. Compare the two, and then the brightness on the LED, the brightness of the love that we are, is 1,000, a million, a billion, a trillion times more bright than that. So we're forming and changing and transforming and going through a metamorphosis to a God planet paradise. Now, we have parts of ourselves, gods that we are, that are asleep. We have parts of ourselves that are awake to a certain extent. Now, obviously, we communicate with the parts of ourselves that are awake, consciously aware. We don't so much with the ones that are asleep. They'll wake in their own time, the parts of us. We deeply love them as much as we deeply love the parts of us that are awake. This is all the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. This is the Ascended Masters: Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Christ, El Morya, Abundantia, Pel, Thoth, Yahweh, Yeshua. This is the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes. The off-worlders, the galactics, the celestials. All of our loved ones who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. All the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, agartha, and beneath earth. All of this. And it doesn't matter, 9 billion light years away? We're separate? No. That's the illusion. We're all one, everywhere. Through pure consciousness and beyond. We're one. We always will be. In full unity. And we're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence. And we're all one, and we're all God, and we're all love. And our God force love light energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. We immediately form a massive white fire circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. This white fire circle of light emanates from the God source. You, all of us in these bodies, in any physical form, pure, deep, eternal love. Now this light is so bright that it grays out the darkness of sacred space. It would take 1 trillion suns to come close to its brilliance. And you can see on this planet, through your heart, mind's motion pictures, you can see the darkness, the black of the blackest black. It's like a mist, a vapor, evaporating from the planet. All over the planet, you see it. It's doing no harm. It is literally ascending. And then it finally meets pure, deep, eternal love, where it is no more. And all that remains is love light, the gods that we are. Now, we begin to ascend above the planet. As we do, we're met with this massive ocean of glitter. Now, it's not like an ocean of glitter that you would depict on this planet. It's way beyond that. So we try to describe it the best we know how with what we have to work with on this planet, what we have seen. So we take a grand finale fireworks display, 1 trillion times more intense than anything we've seen on this planet. And the same with a laser light show, 1 trillion times more intense than what we've seen with this planet. Grand finale. And then the ballroom globe. Its symbol. It represents the light, the flood of light. Anything you shine on it, it reflects. But 1 trillion times larger, 1 trillion times more intense. So when you take all of these three, and bring them all together, one crescendo, then we're close to describing the ocean of glitter. Now, we look toward the reflective points, which are everywhere. And we notice these tiny microscopic mirrors, perfectly etched. And we enter them, and we discover that all of us and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever, are teaching each other, right? And learning from each other all the time. It's eternity and beyond, infinity and beyond. We're distracted to the physical material world. Our journey is out there, has been forever, instead of within. But as we go within and stay within, we discover that everything on this planet, on it, in it, above it, and below it, is filled with gods. It's filled with it. were taught that the tree, right? Well, that's separate from us, right? Well, it's the illusion. Everything's separate from us, right? Each other, buildings, everything. But the tree, and this is with everything, the God enters the tree, okay? And the God gives the tree life. And the earth nurtures the tree, which is also inhabited by God. So by doing that, nurturing the tree from the earth and the God giving the tree life, then the God's able to inhabit the tree to experience the physical life of the tree. It's like that with everything. When you want to focus and know what it's like to be something else other than the body you're in, you go through the heart mind, you focus on the breath, and you, for a moment, whatever that object may be that you would like to know what it's like to be that, for a brief moment you will. Doesn't matter if it's a rock, a tree, a dog, a cat, a moose, a bear, a duck, a blade of grass. Doesn't matter. You will feel what it's like to be whatever it is you're focused on. We're immediately met with an emerald green flaming healing light from Archangel Raphael. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all, the gods that we are within these bodies, that we are the power of healing. We are then met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all, the gods that we are within these bodies, of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. We are then met with the white fire. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all that from head to toe, inside and out, we are protected with a white fire armor. Way beyond the armor on this planet. This white fire armor emanates from the God source. You, me, all of us within these bodies. The pure, deep, eternal love. Cannot be penetrated. When we vibrate at that high a frequency, there isn't anything, lower dark matter, survival matter, that will come anywhere near us ever. They know that if they come close to this type of vibrational frequency, they'll vanish. They won't be. So there's no demon possession, there's no attachments, there's none of that crud, goop. But only you have the power that if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency low enough, whether consciously or unconsciously, through hatred, anger, fear, greed, dishonesty, manipulation, fear, worry, hurried, envy, revenge, you will lower your vibrational frequency low enough to create a breach in your white fire armor, enough so to allow the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. Now, if you do decide to do this, you're immediately met with a double column of light. And remember, you're vulnerable now because of your vibrational frequency, and you can have demon possession attachments and all kinds of things. But with a double column of light, the first part of the column is a purple transmuting flame. We created this part of the column to remind us all that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance, sending them to pure consciousness where they are no more. The second part of this column of light is the violet ray. We created this part of the column of light to remind us all that we can bring in the violet ray, cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor, restoring our vibrational harmony to the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. We are then met with the golden white pink light. This is the column of light that we created, the gods that we are within these bodies, to remind us all that we are the sun. We are the sunlight. We are the sunset and sunrises. We are the oceans, the rivers, the lakes, the streams. We are the skies and the clouds. We are the trees and the forest and the soils and the animals. We are the rain and the rainbows. We're the mountains. We're everything. Everything is us. Now, we've been taught of separation, right? Everything's separation. And that's the illusion. So the next time you see a sunset or sunrise, normally, because we've been taught separation, which is the illusion, we'll say, isn't that beautiful? And it is. It all is. It's because it's you, the God that you are. And see, the next time you say, that's the God that I am, through the heart mind, not the head, not the ego mind. That's the God that I am. Watch what happens. If you've already tried it, you'll feel the shift. And it's a good one. We continue to ascend above the planet. As we do, some of us step outside of our physical forms, if we're carrying physical form, and hover effortlessly above it. We do this because it's absolutely a ball. It's fun. And we can. We come into full contact with this massive crystalline light tower. Now, we created this tower. It's larger than the solar system and beyond. In the center of the column, we see this massive oblong sphere. In the center of the sphere, we see this golden white bowl of light. In turn, it is surrounded by numerous multicolored rings of light that seem to go to infinity and beyond. These create this super bright, white, sparkling, misty cloud formation. And it's absorbed through our heart minds. It's like a warm embrace that never ends. We discover that the golden white ball of light is the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, eternal love. Then comes well-being, gratitude, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, massive prosperity, and massive abundance. And we discover that all of this is a reflection of the gods we are within these bodies. Now, we designed the top of this column so that the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees, 24/7, infinity and beyond. What is golden ocean? Pure, deep, eternal love. This is what we're made of. The highest vibrational frequency. The highest of the highest high. It's flooding this planet, saturating, permeating, everywhere. There's no escape. On it, in it, above it, or below it. This is flooding. You can see this through your heart, mind's motion picture. You can see it all. You can see the golden white light of the golden ocean saturating everything. You can see all the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies vaporizing. And what's in the place of it? Light. Love light energy. Now, we're drops of this golden ocean. We also hold the essence of this golden ocean. Golden ocean is a drops of the golden ocean. And the only illusion is separation. We see our meditative sphere. It's that center circle. We all created this sphere over 4 years ago. Hundreds of millions of us on and off world, consciously aware to a certain extent. All for the liberation of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and the snow. Cannot be set back. Cannot be intervened with. Every day, 7 days a week for over 4 years, moving towards 1900 of our meditations in perpetual motion. These meditations don't go away. They intensify, grow, and expand. They're immersing this planet. The high intent, the deep eternal love, the gratitude, the peace, the gentleness, the kindness, the humbleness, the generosity. It's all here. This moment contains everything. Surrender to it, and guess what? You'll actually get the whole universe with it. There is an extraordinary depth to any seemingly ordinary life. I join you in the meditation, return to close us out. Take an easy breath in through the nose and an easy breath out through the mouth. Slowly. Be still. Do the opposite of what didn't work before, and believe in the power of silence. The more you can relax and just be, the more abundance of life's rich experiences you will receive. Take this with you for the rest of the day and to the evening and night, the following morning. And we will return here Tuesday, April 12th, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call.